Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Today, Jaylen and I will be talking about our running back situation and about Jordan Howard and maybe replacing him because he was recently placed on the trade block per CBS Sports. So, how's it going, Jaylen?
What's up, guys? What's up, Parth?
What's up, man? So Jordan Howard, he was our workhorse back this year. Three down back. I think he had around 950 yards on 3.7 yards per carry, which is pretty under the radar in my opinion. That's something that I would not want from my back. I'd expect more out of 4.5, maybe 5 yards per carry, especially because we didn't use him much throughout the season. So him not getting his 4 to 5 yards per carry was kind of disappointing. Also, him just not being that pass catcher when we needed him, especially because teams would know if Jordan Howard's in the game, would run the ball, and if Terry Cohen was in the game, there would be a play action or we'd actually just throw the ball. So it caused our offense to be very predictable. So because of that, Jordan Howard has now been placed on the trade block. So today we're going to talk about who we should replace Jordan Howard with. So Jaylen, I know you got a couple guys, so let's hear them.
So I wouldn't want him to get traded, but if he does get traded, I would rather go the draft way. I have two people: Miles Sanders from Penn State and Benny Snell from Kentucky. Miles Sanders' stats in his senior season, he had 12, just over 1,200 rushing yards, 5.8 average per rush, 9 touchdowns, and 24 receptions for 139 receiving yards and no touchdowns. He was Saquon Barkley's backup last season. He really didn't have that much production. Like last season, in 2017, he only had 31 rushes for 191 yards, but had a 6.2 average. So every time he touched the ball, it was over 5 yards, which is definitely interesting to see. He's more of an elusive type back. He's 5'11", 215 pounds, so he's just a little shorter than Jordan, but can definitely catch out the backfield. And my second person, Benny Snell, he's also 5'11". He's 223. Last year, he had 1,400 yards, 16 touchdowns, and a 5.0 average per yard, and 17 receptions for 105 receiving yards. Every year he's been in college, he's had over 1,000 yards. So you can definitely see the production, with over 10 plus touchdowns. So he's definitely a person that can produce and put up numbers. So if we do trade Jordan, those are the two guys I would love for us to draft. And we can get these guys in with our third pick, maybe even fourth pick. So they're not that looked upon. So that's good.
Yeah, definitely. I love Benny Snell out of Kentucky. He did a great job there last season, put up some big numbers in that pretty tough conference. You could say the SEC is one of the best conferences, the NCAA. Sorry about that. But as a big Michigan fan, if we're gonna go in the draft side again, Karan Higdon, he had 1,100 yards. He was featured in Harbaugh's system a lot. He had a 5.3 yards per carry, and he just ran a 4.5 in the combine, which is really impressive, especially because he's 5'10", 202 pounds. So I expect him to probably go in the 5th round, maybe even 6th. So if the Bears can pick him up that late, I'd say it's a good ideal situation for the Bears to draft a running back and maybe go and draft our bigger needs in the 3rd and 4th round. So that's something you could look upon. Another guy you're probably going to get in the 6th or 7th round is Bryce Love, because of the torn ACL in December. I'm pretty sure December or January, his draft stock has fallen, especially because he had a pretty average season this year. But in 2017, he was, I think, 2nd or 3rd in Heisman, right behind Saquon Barkley. He had 2,000 rushing yards, over 2,000 rushing yards, and 8 yards per carry, and 19 touchdowns that year. This year, he was basically just cut all those numbers in half, but he was featured in the passing game a lot more this year. People love Bryce Love. He's a great runner. He's elusive, and he was step by step with Saquon Barkley in 2017. So drafting Bryce Love could be a huge plus, but there's also that worry about him coming off that ACL injury. But the Bears also had a meeting with him, so he's an interesting guy to draft. I don't see the Bears drafting him personally, but he would be a pretty good replacement for Jordan. Don't you think so?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. And on the free agency side, I'm gonna list some of these names out that we could maybe go after. I don't see us going after Latavius Murray, but how about Doug Martin?
Doug, he's a little old, but I'd rather keep Jordan over Doug Martin, to be honest with you, Parth.
Yeah, no, I'd rather keep Jordan. How about Marshawn Lynch?
Beast mode. If this was 2009, definitely, but it's 2019, so no thank you.
How about Mark Ingram from New Orleans? I'd take him over Jordan.
Can you repeat what you said? I couldn't hear your voice cut out.
Mark Ingram.
Melvin Ingram. I would.
No. Mark Ingram. Melvin would be awesome.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I'd rather keep Jordan. Like I haven't really looked into other running backs, especially in free agency, because I just don't see us trading him. Of course, last year around that time where Jarvis Landry trade buzz was really going around, they were talking about us trading him to Miami, and it didn't happen. I don't know if it's because we didn't even trade for him, but I definitely don't see us. I don't see us trading Jordan because no Big Bears sources have talked about us putting him on the trade block. So we just have to wait and find out.
I mean, I see what you mean. The CBS Sports Bears sources are better than that. Le'Veon Bell is a free agent. I just don't see us even paying him because we don't have the cap space.
Plus, he's. They said he's around 260. That's pretty big for a running back. So, and he's gonna be asking for too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. How about C.J. Anderson? He had a really good playoff run, you could say. I mean, he played really well in the playoffs, back-to-back 100-yard games. He's only 27. Mm-hmm. He's something that we could maybe go after. He might not be that expensive.
Yeah, I definitely don't see the Rams letting him hit the free agency market due to Todd Gurley having arthritis in his knee that he tore, and plus he was a way bigger factor than Todd Gurley in that Super Bowl. So I don't see him leaving my LA. Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean that arthritis situation is a big deal for the Rams fans to worry about, especially because that's something that's long term. It doesn't go away. I personally know people with arthritis. It's long lasting pain. The most intriguing free agent, in my opinion, is Tevin Coleman out of Atlanta. He's never had that number one back role, and he's someone that I like because he can catch the ball. He can run it pretty nicely too. I mean, he's someone that's probably going to expect like a four-year, $21 million contract. That's what I looked up. That's pretty cheap for a running back, especially like his value, because I've seen him have some really good games before. What do you think about him?
Yeah, definitely. I would love to have a Tevin Coleman. He's from the Illinois area. He's from Tinley Park. He really hasn't had a major role to be a running back one with him sharing carries with Devontae Freeman. But if we do let go of Jordan, if we have the money to bring in to bring in Tevin Coleman, and with being able to retain Adrian Amos and Bryce Callahan, I say that's a win-win free agency right there.
Oh yeah, I mean Tevin Coleman would be a huge upgrade over Jordan Howard. No disrespect to Jordan. I mean I love what he's done for the Bears in the last 3 years, especially his first 2 seasons. I mean, we had no direction, no offensive schemes, nothing in our offense. But what Jordan's done for this team is always gonna be remembered. He's always gonna be one of my favorite players on the team. I even got his jersey and everything. It's a team decision, especially if we want to win a Super Bowl and not make our offense too predictable when he's in the game and when he's not in the game. I feel like we have to move on from Jordan just because it's our best shot at winning a Super Bowl. What about, do you want to move on, or I feel like you don't want to move on, right?
No, I definitely don't want to move on from Jordan. Jordan was our only good part of that season that we went through in 2013, and for us to just trade him like that is, I feel like that's disrespectful towards him, and because all the stuff he's done, he's been our offense his first 2 seasons in the NFL. You knew we were running the ball, especially in that John Fox era, and he still was able to put up 1,000 yards both years. So I would hate to see Jordan go, but if we get good value out of him, like we say we get like a mid-round, second-round pick, I'll definitely take it. But I'll definitely miss Jordan. I hope he becomes successful and do great if he's not on the Bears anymore. So I would hate to see him go, but if he does, I can't wait to see what he does in a offense that fits better to me.
Yeah, the only way I trade him is if we trade him to an AFC team or like a non-contending NFC team for a second rounder, or maybe at worst like a really early third rounder. Because I mean, Jordan Howard is our main back, and if we keep him, I'd love to see what Nagy could train and do with him this offseason. You know, we can maybe run a couple things around Jordan, maybe get him even better at pass catching, because it's doable. I mean, it's just a lot of it's just a little bit of work, right?
Yeah, he didn't drop one pass this year. The only Bear starter that did that. So it's definitely improvement over his first 2 seasons where he wasn't known for being able to catch the ball. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, these are all rumors. Let's see what happens. But on the bright side, I heard about the Bears going to re-sign Adrian Amos and Bryce Callen if they can, which is something all Bears fans love to hear. So hopefully that could happen. This offseason is going to be crazy. You know, the free agency starts in, I think, 10 days.
10 days.
10 days, yeah. So we haven't been able to upload much recently because there aren't many news in the league. You know, the Bears don't have that many draft picks or don't have
that much cap space.
Exactly. So we'll try to bring out as much as content as we can. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe and leave your thoughts about Jordan Howard and maybe who you guys would replace him with. Any other thoughts, Jaylen?
Make sure you guys subscribe, like, and be ready for this free agency because it's definitely going to be crazy. Even more crazy than last year's.
Yeah, even compared to other teams like Jags, even going after Nick Foles and stuff. We can't get on that train right now. But well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Bear down, Chicago. Peace.
Peace.